What's up, people? What's up, people? It's your boy, Home P, the Alpha, GamerSlouch, Cookie Monster, Ashy Thumbs. I haven't done that in a while. So what's going on, my people? Alright, so today I just beat Beyond Two Souls, October 23rd. Well, I didn't just beat it. I beat it today, but because I didn't record any gameplay for some reason. As soon as I started the game, once I started the game, I got into it, then I forgot to hit the record button. So I had to go back and choose some chapters to play just to give y'all some gameplay to look at as I talk about my experience with this game and how you should not believe all the naysayers. Let's try for yourself. But yeah, upon beating Grand Theft Auto 5 on Sunday, which was on the let me look at my calendar here, on the 20th. I aim to beat Beyond Two Souls, and next I'm gonna hit up Batman Arkham City, just in time for Batman Arkham Origins. Next gen around the corner, or as my girl Miss K219 Gary N says, the next phase of gaming. So shut the hills up, Home P. Quantic Dream, what a game that was. Quantic Dream, if you know who those guys are, they did the game Heavy Rain, and we know what kind of game that is. It's a interactive quest fest, is what people have been calling it. They developed the game. My man David Cage did this thing, Sony Computer Entertainment. For this 8-year-old hardware on the PS3, man, they really killed it with the graphics. I mean, the motion capture, the facial expressions, how Jodie, how she walks, how she reacts when she's walking, the different weather patterns of the game. I was just mesmerized by how they did things. Now, this game is not without faults, of course. So there's nothing perfect about the game, but of course, there have been mixed reviews about the game, different areas that I might cover as well. So this game, just like Heavy Rain, is an interactive action adventure type of, I call it a psychological drama per se, whatever the case may be, because of how the game has been presented. It's like a narrative style game that goes back and forth within Jodie's life. I don't know how many years. Excuse me. I don't know how many years between the line, but she was a little girl. I don't know how old she was. I'll say 6, 7, or 8, whatever. Until she was a teenager, 15, 18. So I'll say 15, 20 years. I don't know.
Hey, Jodie, can you hear me?
But the story somehow is told in some kind of chronological order. But to me, it was mix and match. Older Jodie, little Jodie, older Jodie, whatever. So anyway, so she's a little girl on this little military base with her parents, who are not her real parents, by the way. And she has a friend or a companion or her boy or whatever he is or whatever it is. It's an entity called Aiden. It's kind of like a telepathic friend, you may say. This guy Aiden is kind of connected to her through her soul per se. And she can kind of tell him what to do, or sometimes it does the stuff on its own. And he can do like I've used Aiden to kill people, to choke them, to possess their body, and use that character to do certain things to help aid Jodie across her mission, and whatnot. So strangling her to death, manipulating. I can use Aiden to move objects and all that good stuff. And growing up in her life, she was teased by some friends, and these two doctors here, who played by Willem Dafoe, and I recently just found out that Cole was played by Kadeem Hardison from Different World. That's the only show I know him from. But he was in a basketball movie too. I can't remember the name of that movie where he died. But anyway, so these two doctors are there to help Jodie. I'll say control or maintain her abilities. Now, if you guys know the comic books with Jean Grey and Professor X, that's who it reminded me of. Professor X takes Jean Grey in as a little girl to help her control her abilities. In this one here, Jodie doesn't really have a problem with Aiden. I mean, he does do things in the game that kind of is annoying to her, but she can control him per se. She can tell him what to do at times, but he's not too persuasive. He's not too bad. He's not too bad at all. He does help her out. He does get jealous in the game, as if you play the game, and he could be a great help. Now this game has the different kind of, I'll say, quick time events where there's these white dots telling you, giving you direction to where to point. It doesn't tell you what to point. It just, if the white dot is on the left, you press the right control left. If it's on the right, the bottom right, top right. But you go through these training in the beginning of the game. Ellen Page, of course, also goes through some CIA training, because you know how it is when you have abilities like this. The government always want to run some experiments with you. So when I first saw about these two doctors, I looked at them. They seemed sincere, but I just knew something was weird with Willem Dafoe's character, and I had to find out how it was with him, with his interaction with, as the story goes along, how he interacted with Jodie and Cole, trying to be her best friend. But Jodie's kind of, when she grows up, she gets very, very agitated. She wants to be a normal girl. She wants to hang out with real friends. She wants to party. She wants to have love, have a boyfriend. The gameplay is pretty good. It's some action sequences in there. And the thing with the quick time events is the quick time event is not annoying at all. But the thing that I didn't really like with the game was when you enter training for how to read Jodie's body. In the game, there are some sequences, kind of like action sequences in the game, where the environment is a little dark per se, but there's so much action going around her. The camera, you do see that she slows down, so you can see, get enough time to read her body. But at times, it could move so fast that if like the train scene, where she's fighting all the guys on top of the train, you have to quickly react to her movement. But if you don't do it, of course, it screws up. The screen gets a little flashy red. But sometimes there are some instances in the game where you couldn't really tell where to go, because she's like running from something, and if you don't know if she wants to jump, duck, roll to the right, roll to the left. I mean, I figured it out, of course, but there is it could be a little bit frustrating at times. So that played a somewhat of a which was a little better factor in the game. Also, Jodie, she gets sent on these missions for the CIA. Gets used to infiltrate militaries, assassinate war leaders. Pretty much, she's following orders. But to me, at the time, as the story goes along, I'm like, okay, this girl's being used for an experiment. And what that experiment that these guys are, trying to control or trying to work on is the infraworld. It's a portal per se that these government is working on as a passageway where there are other entities that can pass through this passage that has to be shut down. And the story, she goes on different missions, and she can go to Africa. She goes to an area called let me see, what is it, Nova Joe, where she meets people. I like the scene with the homeless scene. To me, was touching. That homeless scene was very touching, where she met a homeless man, and she chilled with them, relaxed with them, helped them out. Met I forgot his name, the black guy, the pregnant lady. Damn, I forgot his name already. Y'all help me out. She helped them, and with Aiden, you can use Aiden to heal wounds, just like when I did with my man Salim, that kid in Africa, the little African kid who pulled a gun on her, and he healed her. And then that mission was kind of funny, because Salim was the dog, man, until Jodie had to do something that kind of like pissed him off. But I won't really say anything. I'm hoping I'm doing this review without spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything, but you really can't. I don't know, because the game switched back and forth a lot. Of course, there are choices in the game. There are plenty of choices in the game, and I didn't know there is no. I don't want to say there's no right or wrong ones, because I wasn't doing it at first, but throughout the game, I wouldn't choose anything, and sometimes the choices would wither away, leaving that one choice, and I end up choosing that choice. Of course, towards the end of the game, you have two choices as well, so I'm assuming there's different endings, because I chose Beyond. So but the game is very, very crazy. You got to deal with the Black Sun. Nathan, the doctor, he lost his wife and kid, and he's up there with the CIA now. He's conducting his own foolishness with this experiment, messing with this Black Sun, and then all these entities coming around. It's just a lot of spiritual stuff going around, a lot of telepathy, a lot of. It's a good interactive movie, I per se. Because when I first started it, I played for 5 hours yesterday, and I was actually enjoying it. I mean, I'm like, I like this because it has action in it. It has some slow points. It has Jodie, you know, showing you her early stages of life with her parents, her mom. You learn the backstory of her mom, and you learn the true story of Aiden towards the end of the game. Her father, when they had to give her up, everything like that. So it was crazy to see those sequences play out. And I know reviewers gave the game low scores, and you know, like it was mixed reviews. You know, people were saying that the game itself was a little too passive. You don't get no rewards. There's no life meter, because I got beat up a couple of times and I thought I was going to die, because I did not die in the game at all. So I don't know if you can die in the game or not, because I didn't die. I selected difficulty was I play games often, because I think there's only 2 difficulties. I play games often, and the other one is I rarely play any games. You could play solo or duo, I guess. I did solo because I didn't have anyone to play with me. I guess if you play duo, it's with you get control Aiden and she controls. I don't know how it works. I didn't try it, but you know, they were talking about it. You know, the character was lacking. You know, the plot wasn't really believable. They had stupid things in there, unintended silliness. The character presentations led to dead ends. I mean, a lot of things they were saying about it. The musical score in the game is pretty good. It has an action soundtrack to it. And if you get the game, if you pre-order the game, I don't know if it comes with the game period, but you get to download the soundtrack and additional content, themes, and all that stuff. The campaign is about 9 hours long. It took me about 9 hours, 5 hours yesterday, 4 hours today. So yeah, about 8 to 9, 10 hours, whatnot. Depends on how fast you are, how good you move, whatnot. So, but there were some things that, like in the forest, I was running around and I couldn't really see, but I don't know how I went through that level. Had to deal with these dogs and stuff like that, cops. Jodie can kill dudes, man. I want my own Aiden. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So Quantum Dreams did a great job. I give this game an 8.5. Go play the game for yourself, guys. If you didn't download the demo, download it now. It's on the PlayStation, of course. Download the demo. Experience the demo for yourself. Try the game out. Wait for wait for Black Friday to get a price drop. But the game is pretty good. If you like Heavy Rain, if you played Heavy Rain, you'll more likely like this game, because the interaction is a little different. It's much better, but it could be, they could have made it a little bit user friendly, I must say. And you know, the linear path, other than the path they have in the game, the camera angles is okay. But like I said, I love the motion capture they used for Jodie, because her character was different when she was in the desert, when she was in the snow, when she was in the rain, everything. So kudos to Quantum Dreams for giving us a great experience. And of course, they're working on a game called The Dark Sorcerer for PS4. You will see that after you beat the game, or you probably can see it before you beat the game, I don't know. They show all the lengthier, I guess, scene of The Dark Sorcerer using the green screen, using the characters. So it's your boy Home P. Hope you enjoyed my review. The game was great. I experienced something nice for this 8-year-old hardware. I can't wait to see what Quantum Dream do in the future. Hopefully they do more great games. So go play the game for yourself. And it's your boy Home P, and I'm out.